Hey people, this is Monster Dad and welcome to my channel. As you can see, Bluebeard is happy again. He's given the Macarena a go this time. Yeah, I think he needs to give up dancing. So welcome. As you may be able to notice, I've moved our camp. There's a white arrow. So this is a little bay that I showed you last time, where I figured that it would be a pretty good place to move the camp to, because we've got a nice area here with which to build a nice big plantation estate, a research centre and various other things, a nice harbour, pretty quick access to deep water, which is great. So what I did is I stuck a few chests on the white arrow, as you can see there, and transferred all of our stuff over to here and pretty much replicated what we already had over there. I planted a few things. Well, there's 420 cotton plants just here, so that should serve as well for a little while. Just up here I planted some trees. These are just the regular rainforest trees. They're just beginning to sprout, and there's over 50 of those there, so that should provide us quite a lot of wood. I also planted a ton of bamboo over there again, and some tall rainforest trees as well. So investment in the future should give us a nice stack of resources once that's all grown, matured, and we've spent the time chopping it all down. So there's two things I want to do in this episode. First one is properly map this island, and the second one is to sail out on the White Arrow and find a second island. If we have time to map that one, brilliant. If not, well, at least we found another island. So without further ado, let's get on with it. When I map this island, there's a few resources I'm going to be looking for as well, and those are coal deposits, copper deposits, and rubber trees, because that's three of the things we're going to need to start advancing to some higher technology. If I can find some saltpeter, that'd be good as well, because we make once we start making guns and weapons, we'll start using that stuff. Sulfur we won't find on this island. Usually find those on like desert islands that have hyenas. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's just have a quick look at the map and see where we need to go first. Yeah, so that was our old base down there. I've cleared this area because I was running around trying to find a little bit of iron, because I'd run out of iron. I needed some more. So I think what we'll probably do is head north around the island this way. I'm not actually sure how big this island is. It's not huge, I don't think. But let's do that. So yep, coal, copper and rubber trees in particular is what I'm looking for. And I can see a rubber tree right there. Let me get my knife out in my inventory. Sorry, in my hotbar. And I'll show you what you can do with a rubber tree. Yes, I left all the bamboo stumps around. Should have chopped those down. So rubber trees, you can walk up to a rubber tree and extract rubber. Now, unlike extracting resin on the other trees, you can only extract the rubber once, and it has that little cut round it once it's done. What we'll do is chop this down, because I want the seeds, and we'll do a little rubber plantation as well, because we'll need plenty of rubber for some of the advanced technology. Now I do believe, I don't know whether it's a deliberate mechanic or not, but there's another rubber tree there. We'll try it with this. I do believe if you chop down a rubber tree before you extract the rubber, you can extract limitless rubber from the fallen tree. Now let's test that. I don't know whether it's been fixed or not. So extract rubber, let's give it a go. It's very squeaky rubber. Yeah, it looks like you can still do that. So if you chop the rubber tree down first, you can actually just keep extracting rubber. Not sure if that's the way it should be done or not, but I guess it's handy. Let's just chop these. We might as well grab the logs from these, and I need the seeds anyway, so the rubber trees take a long time to chop to pieces, considering they're quite small trees. Let's go into first person and grab those seeds in particular. and we might as well grab the logs because we always need a ton of logs. Let's get this one. There's actually a real storm going on outside my window at the moment, so you may hear some banging and clattering and howling wind. That's not the game sound, that's real life sounds. Okay, so we'll get out first person again, equip our sword just in case. Now I think it's really difficult to tell the difference between saltpeter and flint, so as we walk past these we'll just give it a quick test. If we can actually dig some of it. It's flint. I'm not going to bother with that. And there was another patch over here. I think that's probably flint as well. It's our man Flint. Anybody remembers that movie? That was a classic. So yeah, basically we'll just walk around everywhere we can, map the island as we go. That will map automatically, and then look for those other key resources. Oh, this is a nice area as well. See, I haven't explored the whole island. This is the problem. You decide where you're going to have a base, and then guarantee the next time you turn a corner you'll find a nicer spot. Yeah, that is actually a pretty nice spot, but very similar to the one we've already got. Now we'll go with the one we got. I'm not changing it again. That's a big forest over there as well. So tons of wood on this island, which is great. So let's see where we want to go next. Yep, so we're going to head round the outside of the island first and go from there. So what I'll do, I won't bore you with watching me running around the island and hopping and skipping and jumping. Or the other thing I do want to get around the island as we go along is kill some predators, because I do want to make a set of fur clothes, because when we do start sailing it's difficult to know what island you're going to come across first. And in the past I've gone straight into a snowy region. There's a panther there, let's take him. Straight into a snowy region or an Arctic region, and had to sail away almost immediately because it's just too cold. And if you have fur armour you can wear that and it will actually keep you warm, because like I said before, cold is a thing in this game. There are tons of rubber trees around, which is great. Okay, so I will keep exploring, keep chopping to pieces the predators and taking their hides, and I will give you a shout if I come across any of the resources we're looking for, or if anything interesting happens. So later. Welcome back. Okay, I found some copper. It's a funny coloured copper there, isn't it? I'm sure it still is copper. So we're just getting dirt. Oh, there it is. I just saw a piece of copper pop out. Okay, so that's one of the first of the resources I'm after. Oh, and I'll just show you something else I need to get as well, which I didn't mention. Is that's the magic blossoms here, the magic mushrooms, whatever you want to call them. When they're ripe, they do this little sparkly thing that they do. It's worth grabbing those. You can't chop these down, get seeds and replant these, so you can only actually harvest the bush once it sprouts. So as you walk past these, it's worth gathering, because you will need that when you start making potions as well. Okay, so I'm going to gather some of this some of this copper, and then I'll continue searching for coal, because I think that's the only one we're missing now that's likely to be on this island. So I'll see you later. And here's some coal. So that's the last resource ticked off. I'll grab a load of that. Okay, so I'll grab a load of this coal, and then I'll continue mapping the island, and if I find any interesting points of interest I'll stop. If not, I'll meet you back at the camp. Later. Welcome back. I seem to have found a little food shack. Cool. Now, if I remember right, I'm going to chop down this banana tree because it's in the way. If I can hit the banana tree and not the rest of the stuff. There it is. You might as well grab the grass and the aloe leaves. Stone mortar, yeah. Leave that there. I can always make those to see if there's anything in the barrel. Nothing. Some food. Might as well grab it to munch on. Pineapple slices, yum, and some paintings. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll take the paintings. If I can grab it. There we go. And I happen to know behind these books is a weapon. If I can get to it. What did we just do? Why are we stuck? Oh, we're not stuck. Come on, come on. Inventory full. Typical. Let's throw some of these books away. Don't need 2 Don Quixote, do we? Don't need 2 Moby Dick. Don't need 2 fairy tales. Why can't I reach that? It's a little sawn off shotgun, look. There it is. Don't have any ammunition for it, but it's cool anyway. Robinson Crusoe. Might as well keep the books. Once we make a bookshelf, we can put those on. I do have a full inventory now, though, which is a bit of a pain. Like I said, inventory gets full up so quickly, especially when you're exploring and looting. Cool little shack. Okay. Alright, I'll carry on. I'll meet you back at the camp. Later. Okay, welcome back. We're just coming back to the camp now, just as the sun's going down, so that's good timing. If you start exploring an island, I suggest you do it first thing in the morning, and then you've got all the daytime to explore. Didn't find much really. I got the resources I was after, which is good. That in itself is pretty handy. So what I'm going to do is put this stuff away and then grab the raft, head out to the White Arrow. In fact, what we'll do, I'll put the stuff away, have some supper, because surprise surprise he's hungry again, sleep, and then in the morning, as soon as the sun comes up, we'll sail out on the White Arrow and find another island. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Later. That was a good sleep. Okay, it's the next morning now. Let's just build up the fire ready for when we come back. I think I've got a couple of bits of meat on there as well. Yep, grab those. Good. So I didn't get enough, I didn't find enough predators to make myself some fur armor, so we're just going to have to go and risk it without that. What's wrong with the raft? Why can't I control the raft? Strange. What's going on with that then? Let's just swim. I know there's a shark just above my head there, and I think there's another one over that way as well. Let's risk it. They might get one little chomp on us, but that should be about it. When you're in this knee-deep water, the sharks can't actually hurt you. As soon as you get into the swimming depth, that's when you're at risk. Right. Tips for finding islands. Follow the birds. It's as simple as that. Now if we look over in the distance there, I don't know if you see just above my head a little black spot. That's too far away really to belong to this island. So I think if we we don't fly. We fly through the water on our White Arrow, but we don't physically fly. If we follow the bird in that direction, I think we will find an island pretty quickly. So let's weigh anchor. Anchors away! Oh, I suppose he better eat first, hadn't he? There you go. Whoops, wrong button. I'm always pressing the wrong button. So let's just back up a touch this way so we've got enough room to turn and get out. I should do is we'll just go to half sail at the moment just to make sure we don't run into anything. There we go. Let's go full sail. So there's the bird just up there. Our sail's just about to cover it now. So let's head in that general direction, which on our map will be. I wish I'd have a compass on the HUD. It'd be really useful. Let's see. I missed a little bit of the island here in the middle, but we can always map that sometimes. So where are we going? Northwest. So I reckon there'll be an island up here somewhere. It's not always directly towards the birdies, but it is usually that general direction. So we'll just keep going this way for now, adjust our course as we need to, and we should be good. And with the two big sails on this, we should find something pretty quickly. So that bird's quite close to us, so I think that bird actually belongs to this island. But that one over there I think is definitely too far away to be this island. Very peaceful. I think what we'll do while we're just following that bird is make a fishing rod just in case, because I don't have a lot of food with me. And for a fishing rod, what do we need? There it is, fishing rod. Got poles, just need a needle. So needle, craft, fish. Oh, I need to be in the everything tab. Fish, fishing pole. Craft. Let's equip that. When we're not using that, I'll probably just stand it on the deck or stick it in one of these chests, but I'll leave it on the ship because that's where we'll generally use it. And you can actually fish whilst you're moving. Just be careful not to fall off the boat, because with two sails like this I probably would not be able to catch up with it by swimming, and I end up losing it. Let's not use the ladder by accident, so left click and you just hold it. You don't have to let go of it, you don't have to do anything to reel a fish in. No luck that time, and it'll just keep going time after time even if you catch one. No luck. That's pretty much my fishing altogether, that is, in real life. There we go, and the fish just popped up onto the deck there with a flop. So 1 out of 4, yeah, sounds about right. So there you go, so that's how you fish. Oh, now do you know what? I think we might. Yeah, I can see snow. Isn't that typical? That's why you need the fur armor on your ship, because you never know whether you're going to end up in a snowy environment. So this is probably going to be pointless now because we can't see the birds. Let's put the fishing pole away. We can't see the birds, and we're just going to get cold, so we're just going to have to turn around. So let's have a look at our map again. Yep, so before you set sail, I mean I couldn't find any more predators as I was walking around, otherwise I would have made some fur armor. But as I say, I think it's worth having a fishing rod and fur armor on the ship when you explore. That way when you come across something like this, as we've just done, it's not so much of a problem. So which way should we head? We might as well turn around and head back sort of southwest, and we should pick something else up at that point. Oh, it's cleared again. Well, that's weird. Okay, let's go forward a bit more then. don't see a bird in that. There's a bird there. Seems too close to us to be from our previous island. So let's head in that direction for a touch. So we're going roughly east now, aren't we? Another thing to look out for in the water is flotsam. Any debris in the water, what that signifies is below that on the ocean floor there'll be some kind of point of interest. Can be difficult to get to if it's particularly deep, but you can get potions of water breathing. It can get pretty cold below the water as well, so you need to be fairly well prepared if you do start diving the depths to gather treasure from the ocean floor. I've never seen, I think I've only ever seen it once actually, the debris in the water. I think that was a sunken plane, if I remember rightly. I didn't get a lot from it. Let's check our map. Hopefully this isn't leading us straight back to our island, but if it does look like it is, we can just skip east a little bit. Yeah, it's not an exact science by any means, but generally you follow the birds, you'll find an island. But unfortunately for us, as I said, we just happened to head into some cold area. Yeah, there's an island. There's got to be an island just there to the north of us, or is that east? Because that bird's really close, so there has to be something close by here. So we're heading slightly north again, so hopefully we're not going to head into an Arctic region because we won't be able to do much with it. But it's nice to be able to locate one though. I mean, at least once we are prepared with our cold weather gear, we can head out there and hopefully bag some polar bears. Not that I've got anything against polar bears, of course. Wonderful creatures. So here we go, we found an island. Hasn't rendered in properly yet, it won't be that small. We've got kelp in the water there ahead of us, so the water will be getting more shallow. At least I hope it's because it's not rendered in. I've never seen an island this small before. There it is. And they look like pine trees, so I think we've found one of the Canadian wilderness type islands. Oh yeah, there's birch trees on there as well. I can just see on the edge of the screen there to the left. So we've got to be careful we don't ground ourselves here. It looks small, but I just don't think it's rendered in properly as yet. Alright, okay, we're getting pretty shallow now. I think we're okay for a touch. Oh, there's a shark right below us, ready to munch on us when we get out. So there'll be bears here as well, so it might be worth bagging a few bears, because we can definitely make some fur armor then. I think that should do us. Yep, that's close enough. Oh, the fish are still on the deck. We can cook those up at some time. Let's drop the anchor. Oh, it's just typical, there's a shark right below us. Do you think we can make it? Should we go for it? Let's do it. Whee! Oh, oh, oh! Ow! 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 Oh, that was actually a lot closer than I thought it would be. Okay, let's give some retribution to the shark. Take that, and from this shark you just get fish. It's actually pretty deep all the way here. We could have parked a lot closer. Let's get some healing. So when you use a bandage, you just left click and hold. And there you go. And that fully healed me because it was an aloe vera bandage. And we were cold in that water as well. I think if you're wearing furs and you get into the water, you will stay warm as well, which is probably a little strange, but yeah, as you can see, this is going to be a pretty big island actually. Rabbits! So we go around this island. We'll be looking for saltpeter. We definitely won't find any sulfur on this island. Like I said, they're on desert islands, and we'll definitely collect all those magic mushrooms, the ones that are, or magic blossoms I should say, the ones that are just sparkling away over there above the left horn of my helmet, in preparation for when we start potions later in the game. Good, so we've found our first island. Let's have a look on the map. I really don't think that was very far from us either. No, hop, skip and a jump in sailing terms, just up to there. Good. And our camp is just on that bay there, so that's a really nice quick access to that between those two islands. And the fact that they're two different biomes is great, because we can at least find slightly different resources on each of them. Good. Okay, well, what I might do there is call it an episode there. We've achieved our 2 objectives for the day. First one was to map most of our other island, and the second one was to discover a second island, which we've done. And so at the beginning of the next episode, I think what we'll do is give this island a little bit of an exploration. I definitely want to try and find some points of interest, grab some loot, gather a few resources, and see what we can find. See whether it's worth maybe eventually creating a second base here. I wonder if that's actually a separate little island there, or whether it is joined somehow. It's difficult to tell sometimes because it doesn't render in fully until you're a bit closer to it. Another rabbit! So there may well be an island joining that, or it might just be a little tiny island just off it on its own, which would be pretty cool actually, because it's a nice little bay there. Good. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like and please subscribe. Activate your notifications so you can be informed when the next episode comes out. And until then, later.